Hi, this is the demo video of my real-time one-to-one chat application designed specifically for developers, and many unique features more have to be implemented in it further. So let's just begin with the login functionality. Once a user logs in, they're authenticated using JWT tokens and redirected to the main chat interface. Just do this. So I just logged into my profile. Now coming up to there, you can, by clicking onto the sign up, you can just fill all the details if you are new to the app or the website, and just you can just fill all the details and you can just log in into the account. You will redirect to the interface of the chat. So you can straight away see the online status implemented here. This is the Krishna who is online here, and this is me who is online here. So once I open, Krishna opens this, and once I opens Krishna, so if I send some of the message here you can select your user and start chatting with them in the real time. The messages are delivered instantly using socket.io and stored securely in MongoDB. As you can see, the message I previously incurred is secured in the MongoDB itself. So you can also view message history, real-time tapping indicators, and timestamp also handle seamlessly with the efficient backend communication. Now, just let me message. You can see here the message is delivering instantly. So this is how it works. Now I'm planning to take the one step further by adding a unique feature as an embedded code review panel right next to the chat window here. This means while chatting, developers can instantly share code, collaborate, and even review line by line without switching to the external platforms, which causes a headache. So this is the one thing which I have to implement for my more unique feature. And overall, this project not only demonstrates the real-time communication but also reflects my vision to build smart collaborative tools for developers. So this is the everything here. Authenticated user ID, the users which are there in the database as reflected, selected user, and online user, the two of them. It's a Redux toolkit which are effectively used to maintain the state. Let's log out. So for the backend of my one-to-one chat app, I have used a production-ready setup using Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB, and WebSockets. And the library of the WebSockets is socket.io. So it's an industrial level setup. I will be starting from the country.file, which is initially the database setup file. Here I just install the Mongoose just to connect with the database. I have used MongoDB URL, which is initially stored in the .env file. Here is the .env file. It is a protected file. That's the reason why I just use the .env file just to keep my all the secure data initially away from the rest of the files. That's the reason why I just use config files. Then coming up onto the models, since it's my chat app, there are basically three models: user model, message model, and conversation model. So this is all the models. Now coming on to the controllers, user controllers. I have created user controllers and message controller. So user controller for handling registrations, logics, and specifically message controller for sending and fetching the messages. Now coming on to the middlewares, where I have put all the middlewares. Middleware, this is the middleware. So middleware specifically here, I used a custom auth middleware which verifies JWT token, attaches the logged in user to the request.user. So basically this helps secures private routes and ensures only authenticated user can access the chat data. From how JWT token is incurred in it, let me show you that. So as soon as I just log in, you can see in cookies there is a token which is nothing but the Java Web Token. So now coming up onto the routes, let me coming up onto the routes, I've created routes, that is user routes, this, and message routes, this. So user route for registration and login, and message routes for chat APIs and all. So routes contain HTTP requests with a controller's logic. It's allow working into the industrial level synchronization, and a.env file, as initially told already, that it's for environment setup, and real-time integration I have done using socket.io. So here's the socket file, socket.js. I have not incurred my socket app into the in here only because it's casing some of the errors, so I just incurred in into the my index.js file here. I have implemented the socket.io here only in the index.js file, and it's only the entry point which initializes Express server, MongoDB connection, middleware, route, socket for real time. So this is all about my backend folder, which is an industrial level setup folder. So this is my front-end folder. Here in this SRC, I have the components. So homepage.jsx, landing page after login showing the main chat UI, login.jsx. It's a user login form with an authentication logics. Message.jsx is a display of a single message block sent or received by a user. Message container.jsx, it's a container holding all the messages in a chat sent by the user. Messenger.jsx is a main component rendering all the chat messages sent by a specific user. Other user.jsx, UI element for displaying one user in the sidebar. Other user.jsx, it just renders the list of all the available users to chat with. Send input, it's an input box with the send button to type and send messages. Sidebar, navigation bar or the sidebar showing logged in info and of the other users. Signup.jsx, it's a user sign up for the registration logic. Now custom hooks, use get messages, custom hook to fetch all the chat messages, use get other user.jsx, custom hook to fetch all the users, expect the current one, which the authenticate user, the user that which have been already logged in into the custom hook to handle the real-time incoming messages, socket.io. Now coming up down to the Redux folder. Message slide.js, Redux slice for managing the chat app message state. Socket slice, Redux slice to manage the socket connection instances. Store.js, central Redux store combining all the slices. User slice, Redux slice for managing logged in user state. So this is the Redux state. I will show you further. Now coming out up onto the root folders, app.jsx. It's a main React component where the routing and the layout is initialized. Here the initialization of the WebSocket is also have been done, and the main.js file, React DOM render file. So here you can see I have logged in into the Utkarshan's account. In authenticated user, you can see the person who has been logged in, and in the online user you see the number of the user who are online. Here only the one is there, so it's showing one. Now if I choose this, so you can see in the selected user you will see the person whose file have been chosen to chat. In the other user you can see the list of the other user who are present in our database. So this is it. This is the complete demonstration of my front-end folder, back-end folder, and the demo video of one-to-one chat application.